Let's now bring in Professor of History at Tulane University, historian Walter Isaacson, and co-founder and CEO of All In Together, Lauren Leader. She's also a contributor to the Notice Perspectives column. My thanks to you both for being here. Walter, starting with you, a remarkable escalation these last few days in Minnesota. Certainly there were protests this weekend, but we have President Trump and his administration opening up investigations into the mayor and governor there, and then this threat of the Insurrection Act. So you, as a historian, talk to us. We know it's rare. Talk to us, though, about the context of this and how, frankly, how escalatory it could be.
You know, when John Meacham calls something unprecedented, that says something, because he has written about all the precedents we have in history. The notion that you would deploy the U.S. military for something like this and try to inflame a situation shows that it's about more than just immigration enforcement. They do not want a solution here. This is something that could be de-escalated. But I think it's part of Trump's desire to stoke up things like this in order to aggrandize power and divide the country. It's a whole system of division of the country in order for his political purposes and self-aggrandizement.
So, Lauren, let's talk about what we're seeing on the ground there, and activists in particular. We're hearing the pleas from the governor, the mayor, other local officials. Don't fall into their trap. Don't take the bait. But obviously, there's real emotion out there, rightly so. There's anger, there's frustration, there is fear. We're seeing, images here of how they're being treated by ICE agents. What would be the best approach for these protesters, but what makes it so tricky?
You know, I gotta say, I think one of the most interesting parts of this is that a lot of Americans don't appreciate the long, deep, and significant history of civic engagement and political participation by Minnesotans in the Twin Cities especially. It has among the highest voter registration and turnout rates in the country. This is a place where people really care about and engage in politics. And so there is this, and by the way, it's a hugely blue, mostly Democratic city, incredibly diverse, where they've embraced the diversity of immigrants, the Somali community in particular. It's a very special place in America for that reason. And the president, Walter's right, the president is trying to create this us and them narrative in the country. He did it in LA. He's done it with all the major cities, with the blue cities, really, that he sees as his enemies. I'm not sure there's much else that the protesters can do differently. This is their First Amendment right. And the irony is, the word irony we've used so many thousands of times on this show in the last few years. We have a party led by Trump who's been screaming about free speech. And then here you have mostly peaceful protesters exercising their First Amendment rights. Kristi Noem tried to get Jacob Frey to contain the protesters into a small area, and he responded, that's not the First Amendment. The First Amendment isn't confined to one block because we choose it to be so. So, this will continue. Minnesotans are not backing down. They are incredibly resilient, and they're very focused on this issue. You
mentioned the double standard on free speech. There are also, of course, about supporting law enforcement. The administration doing so now, reflexively backing ICE. It wasn't the case with those Capitol police officers on January 26th.